Yo, what is up, everyone? We got a great episode for you today where we have Adrian Lacrosse players Sean Kasprzyk and Alex Stoey, where they talk about what it's like being a defensive midi, what their favorite defensive drill is, and what they're looking forward to the most this upcoming season. This is an episode you do not want to miss. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you
for
for
having
having us.
us.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, no, excited to have you guys here. I know we talked a little bit prior to recording this thing. I know, obviously coming off of a little bit of a disappointing season, but your first college season, how did things kind of go, adapting a little bit to college lacrosse in general?
Yeah, it's a big adjustment, especially at the beginning of the season when you're kind of obviously settling out of school, moving away from home, getting used to new guys around you. You got guys way older than you, like tempers flare up in practice, and that's just something you also got to get used to. Kind of like my first practice there, we do this drill called scrap, and we pretty much just go at it, get a ground ball, but I mean, really anything goes, and you'll get decked. And it's kind of just a big adjustment. Obviously, you're playing with bigger guys in high school, more talented players. Um, the adjustment, you really settle down when you get into the season.
Yeah.
Um, it's really difficult to do, but once you get into the season, I feel like you're flowing a lot more. You're more used to it. That's kind of when you're like in the zone.
Absolutely.
It's very different with college and high school lacrosse. College is way faster than high school. So always constant moving. There's no breaks. Bigger guys too, more physical. So that's something really you got to overcome as a freshman.
Is that something that you kind of enjoy a little bit more? Obviously, it takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to the pace of play. Obviously, get used to the size, the physicality. Is that something as kind of D middies that you guys enjoy a little bit more? Because as D middies, you can be a little bit more physical with these guys than maybe you could have been in high school or prior to high school.
Right. Everyone we play is talented. They're all big. They're all fast. So, I mean, obviously, when you deck someone, you're going to feel way better about yourself than decking the little tiny kid that can't really run and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
I love playing with bigger, faster, stronger guys. It obviously makes you better. I feel I play better when I'm more challenged. So that's what I like. I don't want to play down to anyone's level. And I think with the schedule we had last year and everything, it was really easy to just like kind of like level your game up with the competition we played, especially getting used to it as a freshman,
yeah,
with the size and the speed. So I love it. I love the speed of the game. I love the bigger guys, everything like that.
absolutely.
I love how physical it is. Way like Stoey said, it's just way better than beating up on some little freshman that's playing, and then you're actually going up against big grown men. You know, it's
Yeah.
super fun, super challenging. It's like a warning when you win.
Absolutely. And also, like, obviously, I know lacrosse is kind of growing in the state of Michigan, but it's nowhere close to obviously, like, Maine, like over there. Like, this might have been kind of the first really time that every single time you guys play, you're facing like tough competition because it's still a growing sport in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, kind of playing out east for the summers and everything, you see like a whole different level of game. In high school, when I would go out and travel, I saw, like a huge step up in game. And then you come back to Michigan and there's not much. But now that I'm in college and you got people coming from all over, all different places, all different schools, stuff like that. It's crazy to see the sport just growing in Michigan, how
Yeah.
serious in Division 3 is, and how talented these players are.
Absolutely. And it has to be like a cool feeling, obviously, seeing the growth of lacrosse in Michigan because it's a sport that you guys have played each for a little while. Talk about how you guys even got into the sport because it is something that isn't super common, but it's something that once you get into it, it seems like it's a sport that you kind of stick with for a while just because of how fun it is.
Yeah,
I
I was like, 6 years old. Sorry, Sean.
No,
Like
okay,
6 years
bro.
old. My mom kind of just asked me one day. I think I was just sitting on the couch, and just a little kid, and she's like, "You want me to sign you up to lacrosse?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Because I did all the sports I could when I was little. And then immediately just absolutely fell in love with it. I always played up really until I got to high school, and the sport got a little bigger from when I was younger to high school. So,
Yeah,
I was like playing up with older guys when I was younger, and I'm kind of used to the challenge, and I love that challenge. So I think that's really why I fell in love with it. Something new to pick up. You know, you got to be athletic for it. You kind of use all different parts. Like you got to be strong, you got to be fast, physical. You kind of got to have like the right mindset for it. So, I
exactly.
just love all the parts of the game, and I just immediately fell in love.
Yeah, it's a combination of sports, right?
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Personally, I never even heard of lacrosse until sixth grade. Until my best buddy's dad, he decided to start the team at DC, and
Okay.
he asked me to play, and I was like, "Why not?" I never heard of lacrosse before, and my parents bought me everything I needed. And on the field, I loved the physicality, the trash talk, everyone
Yeah.
just beating up on each other. Like I loved it. I fell in love with it instantly.
Speaking of trash talk, do either of you talk at all during the game? Is that kind of the whole conversation going on, or is it more kind of communication between teammates rather than just talking with the other team?
It's both
Okay.
for sure,
Yeah,
both.
defensively, we're talking a lot to our guy, getting all our sets in, making sure we're doing what we need to do. So we're not as focused on the trash talk, I'd say. But
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as if we get a turnover with that ball or, you know, like anything like that, yeah, the words are definitely flying. You're definitely
Yeah,
throwing a little lip.
if you make
Okay.
a great play, you gotta chirp a little bit. You gotta.
Yeah. Who's the better chirper between the two? I want to put you on the hot seat. I want to see if you guys agree with the answer.
Well, me and Stoey actually only played one game together so
Okay.
far, so
Yeah.
we don't really. What
Yeah,
What do
we
you
don't
say?
know yet.
What do you think, Stoey? Guess.
I mean, I love talking. Sean loves talking. I say we're pretty even,
I love it.
especially when we're together. We'll
Yeah.
we'll definitely go at it a lot more when we're together too. It's just fun. We're laughing out there too. It's great.
Yeah,
Good
which is
times.
what it's meant to be, right? It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be a sport that you love because playing in college, you kind of have to truly love a sport if you really want to invest that much time in it and continue a career that you guys started in sixth grade.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And let's get into a little bit of sixth grade. When you join a sport for the first time like that, how do you find your way to D-Midi? Is it more of like you just try every position? Do they just put you there?
Yeah, I mean, my whole life I kind of just went two ways, and I kind of transitioned more in my senior year of high school. I just absolutely fell in love with seriously just the physicality of it. Getting to go out there all the time, making plays, stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
obviously run and transition. Um, but I absolutely fell in love with it when I got to school. Kind of did a little two way. Um, I thought I had pretty good season with defensive midi, so kind of stuck with it, and I love it. It's definitely my favorite position for sure.
But no, when I first started playing, I played everywhere. Like in sixth and seventh grade, they just moved me all over the place. But I never really had the greatest stick skills compared to all the other guys I played with. So they threw me at D midi,
Okay.
and I just did really well there, and I just stuck. I stuck with it. So yeah.
So you said you played every position. Rank your favorite position you played to your least favorite position you played out of all of them in lacrosse.
So I would have to say D midi's the best. I love it.
Okay.
It's the greatest. And then I would have to say attack because you're always on offense. You try to score. And then midfield, it's like both sides. You're just running constantly. So
Yeah.
it's just a pain, but I still love it. And then I actually played
Okay.
goalie for like 3 games in sixth grade. Hated it. Horrible.
Hated it.
That's the hardest position I think for sure, and the
Hey,
worst. But
I know both of you guys have respect for goalies though, and it's honestly like a crazy position to play. And like you talked about before we were started recording, if you play D-Midi, you kind of have to respect for what they have, and if you do, you're willing to soak some shots as well.
yes, You
Yeah,
gotta respect
exactly.
the
When
goalie.
you got the right guys behind you, you're gonna take those shots for them. You know, I got a good relationship. You know, had a good relationship with all my goalies through my whole life. Like some of them are best friends. So, you know, Josiah's a dog in the cage. I'll soak a shot for him all day. And it also depends like the guys you're playing with. So I got Sean to my side. The defenseman, you know, I love those guys. Our team's really solid, tight knit group. I'd take a shot for any of those guys, any game.
Yeah.
I think Stoey said it perfectly. Just the chemistry out on the field. I haven't really met all the guys yet. I've been gone for a little bit, but I've heard a lot
Yeah.
of great things about them, and I just cannot wait to meet them. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, Alex was talking about how you guys only played one game together so far, and obviously you're going to be in the same, I believe, graduating class now. But
Yeah.
like, it's still trying to get used to everyone, kind of get that bond, get that chemistry with everyone. But it truly seems like it's a team that is really close knit, a team that really likes to play for each other.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. We love each other. We have fun with each other all the time. Obviously, we're always together with those 6 a.m. lifts, all those practices, all the extra curriculars we got to do. Like last year, we did laid mulch together. We worked at fairs together, all sorts of things. And then obviously, the weekends you're hanging out. You spend a lot of time on the bus together, hotel rooms, everything. It's a great time. You get really close with those guys, and you hate to see them leave too. We had
Yeah,
a lot of seniors leave this year, so it's a huge blowout team, but we got some strong freshmen coming. Excited to get to work with them. But yeah,
absolutely.
when you got all those seniors leaving and you get so close with them and they're such a huge help to the team, it definitely sucks to see them go.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean, how excited are you to kind of jump back in there, kind of being a part of the team and kind of being one of the quote unquote newer guys, even though you've played at Adrian for a year, but that was over a year ago.
I'm super excited. So ever since I've been home, I've been looking forward to get back to Adrian, back on the field with the guys, to meet everybody that I haven't met yet, and just see all the guys that I played with like a year ago.
Yeah.
I think about it a lot. I'm putting a lot of work for it. I just can't wait. That's really
Yeah,
it.
it's probably one of those things that you don't realize how much you miss a sport or miss doing something until you can't do it for a while. And now being back, there's kind of that itch back of getting involved in lacrosse as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'm itching to play.
Which is obviously a good thing. It's a sport that we've already mentioned that is a very physical, something that you guys enjoy. How do you handle that physicality though, while also not drawing a penalty, not really putting your team in a position that you guys are down a player when it's already so difficult for a goalie to make a save?
Yeah, you know, we talked about it a lot last year. We're not really worried about taking those penalties. We want to be the most penalized team. We want to be physical. We weren't too physical last year. We really got to step that up this year. We're not really worried about taking the penalties. We got a great goalie. We're confident in what we can do.
Okay.
Um, if we need to stop someone, we'll stop them at whatever cost. Honestly, we're not really worried about taking the penalties. Now, obviously, those stupid ones, you know, you like jam someone in the back, get a cross check penalty in the back, like pushing the back. Obviously, that's not what you want, but you know, like even just like crease calls, I guess, on defense, like shoving someone in the crease, like whatever. As long as you're physical, you light someone up, you hit them in the helmet, like, oh well, everyone's a grown man, they can get up and cry about it later. But we're not really concerned about taking the penalties. We just want to play physical, play good defense.
As a D midi, like you're just gonna get penalties. That's the reality. And you just gotta accept that. You're playing defense and you got this super super short stick, and then you got some guys dodging on you. Like you're just gonna get penalties, but it's just penalties come from being aggressive,
Yeah.
and that's what you want on defense. Like I watched the games on TV last year of Adrian, and that's one thing I didn't notice was aggressiveness. So that's what's got to change next
Yeah,
year.
because
So
that's one of the things that you really need to be defensively, right? Like that's the one kind of quote unquote advantage that you really have is that physicality, is that you get to kind of quote unquote beat up on the attackers quite a bit. You get to whack their hands, you get to be physical, because outside of that, like trying to guard someone one on one for 30 plus seconds, like that is difficult. And that's when, obviously, if you get beat, communication becomes that much more important.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, let's talk about communication. Obviously, I know every single team, every single person kind of runs a little bit of a different system. For you guys, how important is that communication? How important is, if you get beat, knowing that that next person right next to you, that system will allow that next person to either step up, take the guy, or block the shot, or just really try to prevent as easy of a goal as possible?
Yeah, it's huge. It's everything. We have a great defensive coordinator. Was an All-American for us, graduated a couple of years ago. We have amazing schemes. Now the hardest part is really putting it together. Obviously, with the younger team, I'd say we had a lot of younger guys in bigger roles last year, and we're kind of trying to get used to it, work into those sets. But we have great schemes. Kind of just need to put it all together.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really proud of our defensive coach. Huge pickup for us for sure.
I agree with Stoey. I mean, communication is also very important on defense. And you got to know if the guy makes a good dodge on you, you got to know who's going to be hot and it'd be a second slide to make sure everyone's, making the right play, to make sure you're all good on defense. No, it's communication's key.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that takes time, right? Especially when it's such a young team, especially when a team is graduating a lot of seniors as well going into next year. It's about taking that experience that you learn from, but then also it's probably giving you guys a lot of excitement and hope for the future, knowing that, like, hey, as young players, you're getting a lot of playing time. So when you become a sophomore, a junior, a senior year, you have that experience to rely on, and you don't really have to worry about too much of the mistakes that you might make early on.
Right, and that's what we're looking at next year. We're not gonna kind of sit on the guys we lost as much as it sucks. We're just gonna keep growing with the guys we got, and we're looking to have a much better season, even with all the huge losses last year. Some guys are gonna be harder to replace than others, but um, we're excited for this season. I've been texting a lot of the guys. We're ready to go. Um, it's only up from here. Can't get worse than last season. We're ready to go this season.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said, Stoey. Keep in touch with the guys, getting ready to go. We're all super excited and ready to get after it.
Absolutely, and that's definitely a part of a season when you have disappointment, right? Like, it's about regrouping together. It's about having a common goal going into next year, having a better season, because that's something that we also talked about at the beginning, right? Just how difficult your guys' schedule was and just how good the MIAA conference is. You talk about like Hope College, who went really far in the NCAA tournament. You talk about Elbing is typically, quote unquote, like one of the top teams. Like, it is not easy to play in a conference like the MIAA. But again, when you have that type of competition, like Alex was talking about, it gives you an opportunity to truly rise to the occasion. But I'm sure it's probably given you guys an opportunity to kind of adapt what you did in high school to really use what you did well then, and then really adjust to how you can use that now but become a better D-midi at the college level.
Yeah, I think in high school, I guess from high school to college, in college I got a lot faster. I'm playing with faster guys. I'm playing more physical. Um, I'm playing a lot smarter than I was in high school. You can't get away with like all the stupid stuff. So, um, this year kind of developing was huge. So really excited to get back at it next year, especially from high school. Everything kind of improved, especially with the competition that I'm playing in college now. With the guys I'm playing against, I'm telling you that speed and that strength it's pretty unbelievable. So playing against that, obviously, will make you a lot better.
Absolutely.
With me compared to high school and college. In high school, I got really stupid penalties all the time. So when I played the first year in college, I really toned down. I didn't even think what is it? I don't even think I got a penalty. So that's really good
Okay.
for me. But I didn't play many games, but that's huge because I
Yeah.
averaged like 2 penalties a game in high school. But just also like Stoey said, just getting bigger and faster because you're in college now. You're playing against like grown men. These guys
Yeah.
have been playing for a while, especially the older ones, and they're just going to be better than you. So you just got to put in the work to get on the same level as them and compete.
Absolutely. Did either of you have like a quote unquote welcome to college moment? Like a moment in a game or a practice that you realize like, hey, you know what, maybe I have a little ways to go, or maybe this isn't something that I exactly had experienced in the past?
Yeah. So we before we got the indoor facility, we practiced in the blue gym. It's
Okay.
like the indoor gym. And we're in tennis shoes and we got our pads on and we're doing the actually scrapping. That was the drill we were doing. And I'm like, all right, we're indoors. It's gonna be pretty calm. Like we're gonna pop each other, but not like, you know, kill each other. And I
Yeah.
think it was our defensive coordinator, Cam. Yeah, I played with him my freshman year and he knocked me down, like out of nowhere. I was
Okay.
not expecting it. It's like, all right, we're playing it like that now. I thought it'd be nice, calm indoor, but no, they were going at it. They had no mercy. They did not care. So that was like the reality, like, wow, this is like a lot different than high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I wouldn't say I necessarily had a welcome to college moment, but just the physicality. So I'd say like in scrap and literally just what Sean was talking about, that's got to be the most physical drill that we have. Um, and it gets rough in there for sure. Really, anything goes. Um, we play with a guy named Trace, number one. Gonna be a star for us this year. Uh, oh my God, you should see what he does to kids in that drill, including me. It's crazy. So when you're just a little freshman and you don't really know any of these guys yet, and they're kind of just like going at you
Yeah.
relentlessly, kind of picking on you a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely like a welcome to college moment.
What's the craziest thing that you've seen that you can talk about when doing the drill?
Um, I mean, I've seen, I'd say at least like every time we do it, we got quite a few kids getting absolutely decked in like the throat, stuff like that.
Okay.
Everyone like loves that drill. Like no one's getting seriously hurt, but it's definitely physical. Like you're knocking kids down, um, throwing kids to the ground. Literally, pretty much anything goes. And then you're
Yeah.
getting that ground ball. So I mean, you're getting whacked along with it, just going for the GB. So um, that drill's pretty intense, pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, anything goes. Like everyone's getting hit all over the place. People are going flying. Sticks are getting swung. Like it's brutal, but it's a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, like scrapping's super competitive, but we know like we're teammates. Like we gotta take care of
Yeah.
ourselves, but we gotta like at least like beat each other up a little bit. Get us tougher. Because in like the games, like our opponents are just not gonna care. How we feel.
Absolutely.
So yeah, one of my favorite drills. Super crazy.
I, I was just gonna say I was kind of surprised when you said in your first year you didn't take any penalties after going through that. I feel like it's again going back to what we were talking about earlier, where like you guys aren't really necessarily worried about taking penalties, and I feel like that drill kind of just shows that, but that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world either.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So obviously, little bit of a disappointment last year. For you guys' first year, what has been the biggest takeaway that you guys have going into this upcoming season, both having experienced kind of disappointing seasons?
Yeah, there's a lot, for sure that I took away from last season, but really this season it's all about kind of focus, having the confidence, like we know who we are. Now we really just got to go out and execute. Again, we had a lot of younger guys in big roles last year, so now that everyone's kind of more settled in, obviously we're gonna have that again this year. We're gonna have younger freshmen coming in and jumping in some big roles for us, but there's a lot I took away from last year. Um, but I mean, we're gonna come back stronger this year. It's just like little stuff. Um, yeah,
Just so
So
like the little things better, right?
yeah.
So like the one year I played, we didn't make it to the playoffs unfortunately, but we were in a MIAA play. And just one thing I noticed how like the seniors they like stood up, became leaders, and played their butts off. So that's
Yeah.
one thing that like I took away as a freshman. Like these guys really care. They're like willing to put the work in. And coming into this next season, I'm gonna try to be like them. Be a leader, work my butt off, and just play how they played. They were dogs out there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the mentality that truly seems like you guys want to play with. Obviously, ironically, like it's the Adrian Bulldogs, but like that's kind of like the mentality that like you guys really kind of embody, right?
Yep.
Right.
Is that physicality? Is that tough play? Is that kind of maybe not the cleanest game, but at the end of the day, what truly matters is the scoreboard. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you guys win 11-10, if you make the MIAA playoffs, that's all that matters. And I think that's kind of a fun style to watch, but it's probably not really necessarily a fun style to go up against, if I had to guess.
Yeah, we still if we win, play a sloppy game, we're still getting, we're trying to be better. So we're gonna work on that stuff. We don't really love the sloppy games, although that's how a lot of them were last season. So
Yeah.
I thought that didn't really portray the team or like the school properly
Okay.
with last year. But yeah, definitely trying to work to perfection even when we do win the sloppy games. Obviously, like you said, scoreboard is the only thing that matters. But
Yeah.
we definitely do try to work to perfection. I think that's what Coach Wetzel and Coach Cam are really trying to instill in us. Just getting better. If we mess up, we're gonna work at it. No matter if we win or lose.
Absolutely.
I agree with everything you said, Stoey. That was perfect
Thanks,
response.
Don.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's again what good teams do is you set a culture, you set goals, you play well, and those results will eventually come. And I truly think sometimes after a really big disappointing season, it's almost kind of maybe refreshing a little bit to kind of go into the next year because it's a new start, but you understand what went wrong last year, so you can truly learn from it going into this year and get better over the summer, get closer with the team, and hopefully have a different result this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of wrap up with a couple last questions. Obviously, we've talked about physicality. We talked a little bit about kind of the culture, kind of the team. When it comes to MIAA play, I already mentioned teams like Hope. I already mentioned teams like Albion. I know you play Trine. There's multiple teams in the MIAA. Who is your guys' favorite team to go up against, and what is it like playing in a conference with those teams?
Yeah. I love playing against Trine. Um, I think that game's pretty physical. It's our school rival. We
Yeah.
definitely go at it a little more. Obviously, Albion's a big one for us. I would say all of them, we're treating it, every conference game is our championship. So we're really looking at these games to be as best as we can. I think um, just everyone's super important. But yeah, I would say Trine, Albion, even Hope. I think those are my favorite games for sure.
Absolutely.
I agree. I mean, there's really no favorite team I love to play against unless I can say all the our conference teams are in our conference because those games like everybody plays their butts off, even the opposing team. Like it just means more instead of playing some random team that's not even in your conference because you guys play
Yeah,
each other every year. It actually means something when it comes to the standing. So it's just like a whole nother like world when you play these teams in your conference.
Right.
and I'm sure also like some of these teams probably have guys that have been on your team or guys that you have played in the past as well. So even though it is fun, even though you guys want to beat them, there's also probably a little bit of familiarity with some of these individuals as well. And I'm sure, depending on how the game result goes, maybe you can catch up with them a little bit. So there's still that sportsman like mentality at the end of the day, depending on the team, obviously.
Yeah, depending on the team for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, a lot of the guys like you've played against them for a while. Whether that's in like high school, college, you normally know a lot of these guys better than everyone thinks. So kind of
yeah,
know their play style, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, good sportsmanship at the end of the day. It kind of depends how the game goes, how your interactions go with that guy. Like, I had a buddy that I played against on a team, and we were going at it all game, and it was definitely not good games after. Definitely not going up and seeing each other after the game. But yeah,
Part of sports.
yeah, exactly. We love it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just got some old high school teammates that are playing for Albion and Trine.
Okay.
So I haven't played against them yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm definitely gonna say what's up to them after like every game, unless
Yeah.
it's like like Stoey said, depends on the game. Like if we lose in a playoff or we beat them, it's like I'm not gonna try to like rub it in a little bit because like they're my friends still, but
Yeah.
again they're competitors. It's just like sportsmanship, really.
Yeah, like your friends off the field, but on the field, you want to beat them in any way possible. You just want to win.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was talking to a trying athlete prior to jumping on, and he actually talked a little bit about the Adrian rivalry that you guys have, and he kind of explained it a little bit more of like Ohio State Michigan kind of rivalry. I don't know if it's to that level, but it seems like it's a rivalry that you guys I obviously enjoy. It's a little bit of fun, obviously physicality as well, and at the end of the day, nice to get a win against a rival.
Yeah. Um, I mean, really, every team in our conference, I don't think we really look at Trine any differently than any other team in our conference, and definitely not Michigan, Ohio State, but I kind of think just absolutely every team in our conference is like a rival, means everything to us. So
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, and this like when we play the season, like I just want to beat all the like teams in our conference, like no matter what. That's just the goal. That's how it should be.
yeah, absolutely. Because if you do, you win the MIAA, you go to the conference tournament. If you win that, you go to the NCAA tournament, and that is when you get to travel all over the place. And I'm sure that's probably one of the more highlights of the season would be traveling. Or do you guys kind of like home games a little bit more?
we travel a good amount during the season. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, you're there on a business trip, and it kind of depends how the games go, but it's a good time. You get close with the guys. You're talking on the bus, talking in the hotel, everything like that. So you get a lot closer, and I think that means a lot. That's huge for team chem.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I think it is one of the highlights of just college sports in general. Seeing those guys on the weekends, just being part of a team, is huge.
Absolutely.
I agree with everything Stoey said, but just another thing that I like about traveling is just seeing these other stadiums and campuses, that you're going to visit. I think it's just super cool to see what other schools have.
Yeah, and like Sean mentioned earlier, the inside facility, right, that Adrian now has, like it is such a nice facility. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen pictures of it. It truly has to be nice now having that. So now you guys don't necessarily have to worry about practicing outside when it's freezing cold, when it's winter time in the middle of January, February, which is typically when your season kind of starts to get going a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice playing games in the dome for sure. It also throws off other teams a little bit. I think with the lighting and stuff, we get to practice in there a lot. Occasionally, if we're not being the best team, coach will make us practice outside in the freezing cold, which we deserve and
Yeah,
I'll make do. But yeah, that dome's it's a dream.
absolutely. And also, you play outside when you go to other teams as well. So
Exactly.
I'm sure there's probably a little bit of that goes into it, where it's probably better to practice in the environment that you're going to play in comparatively to practicing inside, even though that facility is insanely nice.
Right. Exactly. It's what we do.
Absolutely. Kind of want to wrap up, like I said, with a couple last questions. Obviously, you guys play for Adrian, you represent Adrian. What does it feel to be a college athlete representing your school, representing Adrian, continuing to play lacrosse as long as you guys have?
Yeah, it's great. This is what, I wanted. It's what I came to school for is lacrosse. Um, I love Adrian. I love the school. I love the people in the school. So, it's just fun. It's a great time, especially being part of a team, being with the guys. It's great. I love it.
I'm just super thankful, to be able to have the opportunity to play at the college level, especially at Adrian. It's just such a great small campus. It's nice and small, so you build a community with a lot of fellow students, and everyone there plays a sport.
Yeah.
Majority of people play a sport, so like everyone's super supportive of each other, and it's something great to see in the community of the school. And it's just, the guys too. You're always just hanging out with the guys no matter what. If it's at the dorms, practice, you guys are getting lunch together. It's just great. I'm just super thankful to be there and being able to play lacrosse at the next level.
Yeah, which is unique, right? Not only to get the opportunity to play lacrosse, to play a sport at the next level, but also, Adrian, just so many students play so many different sports, right? There's so many unique sports. I know fishing. I think there's cornhole as well. Like, it's a school that truly seems to buy into the athletic side of things, and that has to be another really kind of unique part of the journey, is just because of how much Adrian truly loves its sports. And obviously not only the student support that you guys get, but also the community support that you guys get, because I know that's something that, especially at like football games and stuff like that, you see quite a few people come out and support you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love it.
So I do want to end on kind of this. What has playing lacrosse meant to you guys? And for anyone that is listening to this, what kind of advice would you give them if they want to continue their lacrosse careers in college?
Yeah, I mean, lacrosse is everything. It's been such a huge part of my life, getting involved in it. I guess that's like really the only advice I got is you want to try everything you can. There's a bunch of men's leagues, stuff like that. So, to anyone that's like a little older, want to try something new, I just do it. It's a lot of fun. You kind of just mess around. It's hockey without skates, really. It's
Yeah,
kind of just a huge combination of sports. It's amazing, and people play it for such a long time. Like there's a lot of old men that are out there too, in their late 60s still playing. So, um, it's really cool to see. It's cool to see the sports growing. I love to see that I'm a part of it, especially playing my whole life. I absolutely love it.
absolutely.
For everyone that's just starting to play or that's playing right now, just keep playing. Don't be afraid to go out there and face better and bigger competition. They'll just make you a better player. Just enjoy every second of it because you never know when you're not gonna be able to play again. So that's
Yeah,
all I gotta say.
absolutely. No, that's all great advice, and it's really something that you guys are getting the opportunity to do now, is continuing to play lacrosse at Adrian. I know you each have 3 years left to go. If we were to have this conversation in 3 years after you graduate, what kind of conversation do you hope we would be having?
I won the NCAA championship. You would hope.
Yeah,
Um, but kind of just being satisfied after it's all over. Like being, obviously a little sad because I mean, lacrosse has been a part of me for my entire life. So, I'd be a little sadder because I'd have to see it go. But, um, yeah, hopefully we're talking about winning the championship.
absolutely.
All I gotta say is just at the end of like my career playing, just know like just be satisfied how I
Yeah,
played and that I played my butt off on the field and I left a mark. You know what I mean? Just being happy with what I done, winning the NCAA championship, and it'll just be huge.
Yeah,
That's
leave
a
it all
dream.
up.
yeah, that's everyone's goal. And I really hope that you're able to accomplish it. Obviously, like Alex was saying, like there's still possibilities after if you still want to play. But at the end of the day, you still have 3 years left to go. And I really do truly appreciate both of you for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedules to join. Really hope this was worth your time. Obviously, best of luck to you guys this upcoming year. Best of luck in the next couple of years as well. And I really truly appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to join. Hopefully, it was worth your time.
Yeah, thank you for having
Yeah,
us. It was
thanks for
awesome.
having us. This was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing I always say to anyone that ever joins is if you ever want to come back on, we'd love to have you back on. No pressure to do so. But thank you again for joining. Really appreciate it. And that is a wrap to episode number 601. Thank you again to Sean and Alex for joining. And tune in to the next episode.